Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Brew Review, a Commander deck building podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Cody, alongside my best friend, Laz,
Hello.
or should I say, Michael.
Lazz is fine for brevity's
That's-
sakes, for ease.
How you been, buddy?
Been good, man. How about you?
Been good, been good. This end of year, the seasonal depression, I think is what we'll call it.
Yes.
I'm not depressed. I'm just tired
Don't want to do
all the time,
shit.
and I think it's just the end of the year. Work is it's oh, hey, we're about to be closed for a week. We gotta wrap up all these projects. And so I've literally had 20 projects thrown at me. So I'm just kind of just tired and would like a break.
Yeah, my job is we're trying to get as many orders out by the end of the year to increase our end of year sales.
Yeah.
So boss is like, all right, we can squeeze this in on Tuesday and we'll squeeze this in on Thursday. It's like, we have to actually do the work. You can't just say we're gonna do it and it happens. We need the manpower. So it's been rough. And I don't know about you, down in nice temperate low country, but it is freezing here.
I was saying, is it hot up there? No, it's been 30s the past 4 days. Yeah. I woke up this morning to take Henry, my dog, out, forgot how cold it was going to be, walked outside in my boxers, and was like, holy fucking shit, get me inside. Because, not where you want to be in a white t-shirt and boxers out in the 30-degree weather. Literally, there was frost on my car. I was like, oh shit, this is serious.
So, I should take a picture of my house. It looks like something out of a Hallmark movie because I have icicles going from my gutters all the way down to the ground. I have 4-foot long icicles just hanging off all around my house. It's been in the 20s all week. We got 6 inches of snow the other day, so everything is just covered in snow and ice. It is just freezing. And I record on the side of the house. I don't want to say there's no heat on the side. I just don't turn it on because I'm cheap. So it's 58 degrees in this room.
I stayed up there. It was much colder in that side of the house.
Oil is expensive. You would not know it.
Yeah.
Oil's a couple of $1,000 a year.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
but dinosaurs should be cheaper.
Dinosaurs should be cheaper. It's supposed to be 70 degrees in 2 days, so our cold weather is not staying around for long. So
hate you. Yeah, I don't think we're going above freezing for the next week or so.
Oh God. But hey, you know what else is cold?
Our magic
Magic games. I don't know. This segue wasn't there.
It was not a good segue, Cody. You gotta have. It was a good segue if you had something to back it up with.
Yeah. You know what's not cold? Our topic today, because it's hot. It's our
topic.
Third annual Top 10 Commanders of the Year.
Hot topic. There we go.
I got there in the end. It's been a while. I mean, it's been a while.
Been about 11, 12 months.
Yeah,
roughly.
Yeah. I mean, recording wise, it's been a few weeks. So, we're doing our top 10 like always. Little different this year. So Laz and I discussed a few months ago. I was like, hey, I went back and listened to the past 2 years, and I think out of one commander, we never built any of the cards we talk about on this episode.
Well, it's kind of like a dream board usually. It's kind of these are our hopes and wishes, of what could be if we had infinite time and resources.
Yeah. And so we looked and we were like, well, hey, we actually built a lot of commanders this year. I think this is
you always build a lot of commanders.
I always build a lot.
I built a lot of commanders this year.
Built a lot of commanders. You were in the mood this year to do
it.
So we were like, well, we can actually just talk about commanders we actually built, because there are some that weren't actually talked about on the show. And actually, I think there's one or two. I think each of us have one where it's we've never actually built it, but it's something we actually do want to potentially build next year.
Absolutely.
So it kind of works out in the end. We're going to be able to talk about stuff we want to do and stuff we've actually done and where we're at with it. So I think it's going to be pretty good. As a reminder, it's the end of the year, so no, we're not going to sit down and do an actual deck review. We do this top 10, and then next episode will be our year in review, where we kind of go through everything we did this year, talk about the play group, talk about how things changed this year. So I'm kind of excited for that. And yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else, Laz?
No, that's this has pretty much been the basis of our Magic conversations lately because we haven't really gone to play all that much since the last time we recorded, right? But we usually go
I think
into past games.
we played like a couple games here or there. It's been very like sporadic because I think just with the holidays in general, because like I think we released an episode right before Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
and so like we did not play at all like that week or the following week, and then we played like I think once or twice since then.
all my creative juices have been used on moving an elf on a shelf for the last 2.5 weeks. So that's where all my Magic creativity has gone lately.
Have you had the elf holding any Magic cards yet, or
No, I have not.
something for you?
I
It's just sitting at the table ready to play Commander.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I could do that. I don't know if the girls would get it because, you know, I don't let them play with my Magic cards. I usually kick them out of the room when I'm playing because they'll just be grabbing stuff, or
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Hey, what's that card? You know, why do you have three of the same card in your opening hand?
Why are there two Soul Rings?
Why are there so many Soul Rings in your opening hand?
Oh,
Get
God.
out of here!"
Yeah. Hey, there you go. All right. So, hey, top 10 commanders. Laz, do you want to start it off? You want me to start it off? We did not talk about this.
No, we did not. We didn't even talk about if we're doing one person doing all five, if we're just going one back and forth.
I think we, in the past, also, hey, I'm also joined by my lovely son, Henry, my dog behind me, who's going to make a bunch of noises this episode. So if you hear anything, that's what he is. In the past, we go back and forth. We like, oh, hey, my number 5 is this. What's your number 5? So, yeah.
Well, you know, so my number 5, should I start with of these 5, the only one that I didn't build yet, which I will be building.
Oh,
what do you think about that?
That's fine. Yeah. I think that's how I did mine. I did mine by like, okay, number 5 is my one I want to build, and then I went to like my favorite deck I built this year. That's kind of how I did it.
Okay, I can definitely do that. So my number 5 commander for this year is actually from the Final Fantasy set. And this is Kuja, Genome Sorcerer, the Rakdos Commander. 2 generic, a black and a red for a human mutant wizard. At the beginning of your end step, create a tapped 0/1 black wizard creature token with, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Then if you control 4 or more wizards, you can transform him, and he transforms into Flare Star. If a wizard you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage instead. So this is kind of a real cool commander, and this, I know it's one of the more popular ones from Final Fantasy, which kind of sucks now going through and be like, this is one of my favorite ones. But you know, during preview season, I was like, this is just a lot of fun because there's so many cards that were shown from Final Fantasy and that have come out from Final Fantasy that have the, you know, create an 0/1 black wizard creature token that deals damage every time you cast a non-creature spell, or, you know, so I thought it was really kind of fun to do a Rakdos spell slinger deck. The only reason I haven't built this yet is because someone else in our play group ended up building Black Waltz number 7. Is that his name? Was it Black Waltz number 3? The Black Waltz guy that kind of does the same thing, same but different. Yeah. I think Kuja is a better commander. I keep telling him to switch whenever he complains that, you know, it's not working out that well, even though every time he plays him, he seems to just do crazy damage around the table. But I really feel like the deck would be piloted much better by Kuja, Genome Sorcerer. And this is a commander that I'm just kind of waiting for him to stop playing the Black Waltz commander so that I can bust this out, because I really think there's be some fun synergy with this, because there's just so many of those black wizards that you can create, and you're just be throwing so much damage around every time you're casting spells.
Yeah, I think Kuja is like really sick. I think we both kind of were like looking at it when Final Fantasy was coming out. I don't know. I think it's just what Mike he does with the Black Waltz deck is like he like has these huge explosive turns, but then he like kind of teeters out. Mm-hmm. Whereas this one you can combine it with like on the back it doesn't just say like non-combat damage. It just says when a wizard does damage. So you can also kind of get to a point where you can like beat face with wizards, and so like that's really cool. but then also you have the burn aspect of it, and
Right.
so yeah, I think it'd be a really fun deck to see from you. I know you love your tribal deck, so
Yeah. Well, and all right. So Black Waltz number 3. You're correct with that. So so that's the Rakdos. It's 2 generic, black and a red for Rakdos Wizard. Flying Death Touch. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Black Waltz number 3 deals 2 damage to each opponent. So it's still good, but I think Black Waltz number 3 is a card in the 99 for sure to make Kuja just kind of really that much more explosive. It counts as a wizard, and it's just another aspect of spell slinging to add to it. So, like I said, I'm really looking forward to our friends to stop playing this deck, or who knows, maybe I'll give it another couple of weeks and then just kind of bust it out because I see what he does, and he has some real big explosive turns, and he's won some games with it, and I feel like I could do it better.
give it some time. Mike will eventually just move on. Like he's been playing the Spider-Man deck the whole time.
Well,
lately.
that's the thing. It's a friend that I showed how to do the spell table, Moxfield's OBS, thing too. So now pretty much every time we play, he plays, one old deck and then one new deck. And then next we'll play again a week later. He's got a new deck. He'll play an old deck. So he'll burn out pretty quick. I'm hoping Black Waltz number 3 just kind of falls by the wayside.
Yeah. All right, that was Kuja Genome Sorcerer. My number 5 is a Secret Lair card. This was from the Sonic drop. It's Miles Tails Prower. This is a white and a blue for a legendary creature, Fox Artificer, has flash, flying, and whenever a vehicle you control enters, draw a card if it has flying. Otherwise, put a flying counter on it. It's a 3/1. Some of y'all might remember, I think I talked about it, and I know I played it. At the beginning of the year, when Aether Drift came out, I had that Colodin, which was Boros vehicles, and didn't really like it too much. Felt like it couldn't really get going, which is funny because it was all about giving vehicles haste.
I think you played it once or twice, and then that was the last we saw of him. You even didn't you build that deck in paper too? Like you built that deck out, I thought.
No, I think I had the commander. I had bought the commander because I was like, yeah, I'm eventually going to build this. But then after a few games, I was like, this is just not working out. I've been wanting a vehicle deck because I think vehicles are it's something our play group doesn't have. It's not something none of us really do. And so I've been looking for a vehicle commander because to me, vehicles are cool because they get around board wipes really easily when it's a creature-based board wipe because they don't are creatures all the time. And I think Tails adds to that by the flying part. So either you're running lots of flyers or you can give something flying that shouldn't have flying. And also, one of my favorite cards is the Mech Titan from Kamigawa.
Okay.
Where it's the Voltron. You turn all 5 into one giant token. It's a 10/10. That's the whole reason I kind of want to have a vehicles deck is so that I can make a Voltron.
Well, and this is better colors for it too. The Azorius, there's a lot of Azorius vehicle support too, as opposed to Culloden was Boros. You said
Boros, So I think this will be a fun one. I have some cards, and by some I mean probably 80% of the deck on my desk, and I've kind of thrown together an Architect list, but I haven't played it yet. So I want to try it. Maybe next time we sit down and play Magic. I think it would be fun. It's also a unique commander because it's a Sonic drop. They're not going to probably reprint those for a little while, so I think it could be pretty cool. But one thing I realized that if vehicles are very slow, and also you really leave yourself open because you got to crew them, and then once you crew them and you pass, you have no blockers.
Yeah.
So then it kind of was well, do I want to play control-y? Whereas Colodin was very aggro. As what do I want to do? So
I feel like you're gonna have to do control.
Yeah, pack it full of board wipes and single target removal, and I don't know, I don't. Yeah, that's my concern. So I'll report back in the new year how it goes. I think we'll probably get some games in probably over the holiday break, and I'll try it out there. But yeah, so yeah.
and I feel like an idiot because I've been playing Sonic. Well, I played Sonic when it first came out on Sega when I was like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know, 7 years old. And I played, Sonic 1, 2, 3, all those. And I never got the pun of Tails' name of Miles Prower until they
Oh,
came out with the secret layer, and I was like, oh, I get it. Like,
I'll be
did you
honest.
just get it now?
I just got I was like, what? Oh, okay. So hey, that makes sense. I was just like, oh, he likes working on cars and shit, you know?
Yeah, Miles Prower.
Not proud. All right. Okay. Hey, learn something new every day.
Look
So
at that.
all right, last. What is your number 4?
My number 4 is a newer one. This is from the Avatar set that had just come out. And this is Toph, Earthbending Master, for 3 generic and a green for a human warrior ally. It has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, you get an experience counter. Whenever you attack, Earthbend X, where X is the number of experience counters you have. So Earthbending, for those that aren't up and up with the new mechanics, is target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste that's still a land. Put X 1/1 counters on it. When it dies or is exiled, return to the battlefield tapped. I really like the Earthbend mechanic because it gives you extra attackers, and you don't really lose anything for doing it. You have the extra attackers, and if they die, they're exiled, whatever. You're not losing a land. It just enters the battlefield tapped. Plus, this was kind of built somewhat in response to another deck that you had built with experience counters, and I was like, oh, experience counters are kind of bullshit. So
Turns out they're pretty good.
So for a mono green landfall, which mono green does very well, deck to kind of earthbend with experience counters, I was like, you know what, this is my chance to get some of that earth bending, that experience pie that I've seen others partake of. So I've built this. I've only played it 2, maybe 3 times. Of those couple of times I've played it, I think only one time it really started going off. It's just I'm still tweaking the deck a little bit, but I have fun playing it just because it's kind of simple. It's mono green landfall. It's literally everyone has built a mono green landfall deck at some point in their Magic career at this point. So this just kind of gives you an incentive to kind of ramp up that landfall, no pun intended, to ramp up that landfall as much as possible. So it's kind of annoying that you have to wait till turn 3 or 4 until your commander's out to kind of really start doing that. But you can kind of rack up those experience counters quick, and then you start making your lands these larger and larger creatures, and you can. It doesn't go away at the end of turn, which is another one of my favorite things. Is that it's not put X 1/1 counters on it till end of turn. It's you just have these lands that kind of stay these big creatures and still tap them as lands if you need, or you have attackers.
So. Yeah, this was actually I think the first time you played this you won because you top decked Overwhelming Stampede, and what you had done was you would like spread out the earthbending across multiple lands, and then you had one big, like I think it was like a 6/6 or 7/7, and then you just pumped everything like +7/+7 with trample, and you just like wiped us. Earthbending is really cool. Like I think it's probably, I love the firebending, so I think this is probably like my second favorite of the new mechanics. I'm like a little bummed that like we probably won't see like there's mechanics from these Universes Beyond sets that they can like actually bring into Magic pretty easily. This one and like all the bending kind of feels like a tough way, like outside of water bending, because water bending is really just convoke or improvise. But the rest, like, it kind of feels like it might be tougher to do.
Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be an in-universe earth-bending creature coming out anytime soon.
Exactly. So like, it kind of sucks because like it's like the rad counters from Fallout. It's like, oh, we probably won't ever see those again. But like, they're such a cool mechanic for the time.
It's like you only have such a limited amount of cards that really take advantage of it.
Yeah, and so I'm kind of bummed about that. But yeah, this Toph is like really cool. experience counters are like, as we're finding out, like pretty strong. Like between my Kratos deck and also I have a Zuko that cares about firebending or experience counters for firebending in a deck we'll talk about later. And they just get out of control like crazy. So yeah, really cool deck. Excited to see you play more of it.
I don't know why it's so expensive. This card, it's a $50 card.
It's from Jumpstart, and the Jumpstarts are so like you don't know what you're gonna get. That's why I don't know, when Foundations when it had that like super cheap sale of like booster boxes, I bought a whole Jumpstart booster box because I was like, I just want to see what I can get. I ended up pulling like a couple of $50 cards.
Okay.
So yeah, if you see this on the shelf, buy it because you never know.
Yeah,
there's like a few of these that are like going for like that kind of money.
Well, this is a fun one. So they had like 5 different tops that they showed, and this was my favorite of those ones. So it's a fun one, and like I said, it's pretty easy to pilot too, which is I'm always looking for.
Yeah. All right.
What's your number 4?
Earthbending Master. My number 4, speaking of experience counters, is Kratos, Stoic Father, and Atreus, Impulsive Son. We did this episode a month ago now. I originally thought this would be a lot higher on my list, but I recently have been having some issues with it that I'm not enjoying. Actually, I was texting Lazz about this the other day, that I've been thinking about cutting Atreus and just going straight to Kratos. I like it a lot. It's like I said, this is my... I think on the podcast I said this is my first ever experience counter deck, but I had like a there's the Phoenix. I made like a $50 version of that deck. It's like whenever it attacks, you get an experience counter, and then you make a tapped rebel that's attacking. I've played it Athari. It's Athari. I couldn't think of the name. So this is my second ever experience counter deck. I like it a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. Kratos can get really big. It's what?
A pain in the ass to play against. Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's resilient because Kratos says if a god dies, so I don't even care if my commanders die usually because I'm getting an experience counter or 2 out of it. So it's really resilient because like once I recast them, like I can almost immediately get those +1/+1 counters back.
Didn't I screw you so bad? Did we talk about that on last episode, or did that happen in between episodes?
I think we talked about that one on the actual episode.
No, because that just happened, right? Like what deck was I playing? And you cast that stupid combo that you tried.
It was your so we talked about it on the episode, I think. Because I cast
we
Shields of Velos Veil.
Shit.
And then the other night I did it, and then fucking Mike walked back his blocks. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, can we just do whatever? Which apparently was the truth.
Well, that you shouldn't have allowed. That one was that one was on you, just trying to be too nice. But mine was hilarious, phasing out all my stuff so nothing died after you.
I was so proud of it.
That's half the fun right there. I could have lost at that point and been happy.
Yeah. Kratos and Atreus, a lot of fun. A deck I think about often, like how to make better. And it's not that it's a bad deck. It's just like I'm not happy with how it plays. I feel like since I brought it to paper, I think I told you last, like I don't feel like I've won with it. And I don't feel like I've been in a position to win with it. And I don't know if that's just like you guys being like, because like a couple games when I played it on Monster, I popped off.
Yeah, the first couple times you played it, it was a hassle, and now it's
maybe
it's kind of being played against.
So I need to like rethink about how I play the deck. I don't know.
Take out the stupid flavor equipment.
I took out a lot of the flavor cards actually. This deck has gone through a lot of different versions between equipment and proliferate to currently it's just like a mid-rangey, like really just trying to win by making sure Kratos can get in or Atreus can get in for damage. So
yeah. It's a cool deck. It's fun to play against. It gets scary. And the thing with the experience counters is you can't really stop it once they start, get going. So, it's kind of, all right, we removed Kratos. You're only safe for another turn. Like you buy yourself a turn at that point, and it's just going to come out and be huge again. So it's kind of it's resilient, very resilient, like I said.
Yeah. All right. That was my number 4. Lazz, what you got next?
Number 3, I would say probably Beater, Ancestor's Voice. I would say is number 3, and that's just because this is so Beater, Ancestor's Voice, 2 generic, white, black, and green. This is from the Tarkir. Was it Dragonstorm, Tarkir, whatever. So 3/5 Spirit Dragon, flying lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, put a number 1/1 counters on up to one other target creature you control equal to the amount of life you gain this turn. Return up to one target creature with mana value less than or equal to the amount of life you lost this turn from your graveyard to the battlefield. This is a very fun deck to play, and I've really enjoyed playing it this year. I'm very happy I built it because I always have a life gain deck in rotation. I've switched maybe a year or two ago, maybe like 2 years ago, to Abzan life gain because I really feel like that's the best colors to take, to really do what I want to do in life gain. Yeah. And there hasn't really been a good Abzan commander. So I was doing kind of partners for a while. Then I switched to Bilbo Baggins, Birthday Celebrant, which was just like a waste. Like, that's the thing. I've wanted a life gain deck in these colors for a while now. And this card really does everything that I want it to, where you get the payoff for gaining life. You're making your creatures bigger for gaining life. It's got the benefit of if you lose life, then you get to return some creatures. So you don't really have to worry too much about losing your kind of cheaper creatures, your Johnny's Pride Mates, and, a lot of those like cheap creatures that if you get that early game, you're a threat at the start. So it's like, all right, someone wasted their, removal spell on my Johnny's Pride Mate. It's like, okay, well, all I need to do now is lose 2 life, at some point, and I can bring it back out. And that's very easy to do in this deck. And I really think I've built this deck well. I really like the deck list where it's at. So much so in the Discord, we have suggestions for Lazz's Beater deck, pretty much. It's
pretty much, yeah.
Got to the point where there's just so many suggestions flying in, and I was kind of tweaking it so much to the point now where I don't really tweak it anymore because it's got all the life gain I want, and then it just has so many stupid little cards that, can ping me for damage. You don't care if you take damage because that's part of the deck too. And when you have so much life flying around, it doesn't matter if you lose some, especially when it's going to result in you bringing out your cheaper creatures. So this deck kind of really does everything I want it to. The only downside being it's a 5 mana commander. That's kind of high, for how I like to play commander. So that's the only downside I really see in this deck is that and math. So math is definitely a big one too. There's lots of counting.
You get a lot of counters going in this deck sometimes, and it's like, goddamn.
I've had, we brought this down to MagicCon Atlanta, and I had I forget how big a creature was. When you're using
had, the Pride Maid and something else was one of the angels that gets +1/+1 counters when you gain life. It was huge, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
I'm using D20s to put counters on my creatures. It's just stupid. And it's like, all right, please, swords it. Let me gain some more life, and I can put those counters on another creature, and it just doesn't go away. So this is a deck that I really like to play. And like I said, I was waiting for an Abzan life gain commander for a while, and this is it.
I was gonna say it's so funny to me because you've willed certain decks into existence. I feel like between this, because literally, I think when you were playing, you were I just want a good life gain Abzan commander, and then I think when they showed this off at MagicCon a year ago, we were me and Nick were here you go, Lazz, this is your boy. And then the land destruction deck you've been wanting, and then the Hearthhole precon came out, and it's you've just willed decks into existence.
I've done it also with the next set of the Lorwyn precons coming out with the Griswold commander. I haven't even shown who the commander is yet, but it's a Griswold commander because it's put blight counters, -1/-1 counters on creatures and sacrifice tokens, and gain life and make your creatures bigger. It's like, yeah, you pretty much just. I bet Griswold gets reprinted. Maybe
100%.
Maybe this is where they finally have cooler art for. He's got cool art, but I would like some like alt art or maybe like a full art or something. This is probably my chance to get that. I bet a Laura win. So. Put it on the big board. That's my prediction for Laura win
for 2026. Here's what we're looking at.
Is Griswold, but yeah, no, I have kind of have I willed them into existence, or am I just on the cutting edge of Commander? It's hard to tell. I think someone very high up listens to our show, is what I think it is.
Maybe.
And we're just never going to know about it.
Yeah. They're gonna message us in like 7 years and be like, "Hey, all those ideas y'all were kicking around.
Thanks for the inspiration.
Appreciate it.
You've increased our profit margins by 700% with your ideas."
Turns out Gavin Verhey listens to the show.
There we go.
Next
precon's gonna be experience counter based.
I would laugh so hard. Yeah, Peter, I'm really glad you found this commander because, like,
me too.
I think it's been one that, like, anytime you pull out, I can tell you're having fun with, and so I always love to see that. So,
and it doesn't really whiff either because there's so many low cost life gain cards that are still fun. Like I said, Johnny's Pride Mate. That's one of my favorite cards in Magic. It's such a stupid card, and it's like I don't know. I don't know why I like that card so much. It wasn't like the beginning set when I first started playing. I remember like opening that and being like, "Oh, this is fun." And I don't know. There's just a lot of cards like that are so cheap. So even though this is a 5-mana commander, there's a lot that I'm doing before the commander even comes out. So I'm having fun laying the foundation for the game. Where sometimes it's just kind of like, well, I just have to kind of stick it out and ramp and do what I can to get my commander out and then start playing. This is, no, I'm having fun. I'm doing my life gain thing even before Beater comes out. And then once he comes out, then it's just like rocket fuel. Like it just sets the deck off. So this is a very fun one.
Yeah. All right. That was Beater's Ancestor's Voice for Lazz's number 3. My number 3. It's a newer deck for me. I've actually just started playing it in the last few weeks. It's a Firelord Azula.
That's only number 3 for you?
It's number 3. I have 2 decks that I liked a lot more. I do love it. So, real quick, Firelord Azula, 1 in a Grixis. Yeah.
1 in a Sixes.
For 1 in a Grixis for a legendary creature, human noble, 4/4, firebending 2. So whenever it attacks, I get 2 red mana. Whenever you cast a spell while Firelord Azula is attacking, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. So I was having a discussion with Cole after listening to another podcast, Legendary Creature podcast, and one of the guys on there was talking about, like, he's like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, I struggle with, like, building the most popular commander from a new set. Like, he has a Miss Bumbleflower deck. He's like, it's the most popular commander from Bloomburrow, but, like, I love it. And he's like, and so Cole and I were going back and forth. He's like, yeah, I kind of relate to that because, like, popular commanders in our pod
I hate doing
are
it.
plenty.
Yeah, I hate playing popular commanders. I really do.
Yeah. I think we and you try to be the hipsters, but, like, Alan built Sephiroth this year. Nick and Mike are playing, like, some of the most popular commanders from different sets.
Cosmic
and, like,
Spider-Man is now
Cosmic Spider-Man.
Meta.
And so I was like, yeah. So originally, I was going to put Firelord Zuko in this spot because I was pretty excited about Mardu Exile. Like, but the more I watched people play Azula, the more I, like, kind of, and then I pulled a copy of the card and I was like, this could be so fun for me because, like, I've always wanted a good Spellslinger deck. I wanted to go, like, do crazy big plays. And Cole was like, you might not reach Commander Valhalla, but you can at least, like, figure out, do you like that kind of deck? And I was like, that's pretty spot on. So I just set off. I just started pulling cards out of my collection. First draft of it, not good. I was trying to do, like, too much good stuff. And, like, I texted you at, like, midnight one night. And I was like, I think, like, I have an issue. I built this. It's, like, all based on combos. I'm like, I don't like a combo player. I'm a big explosive damage or combat. That's how I like to win games. I'm not a combo player. I would do in 2026 want to look into a combo deck. I want to try to like see what I can find that would be enjoyable to do that. And so like I'm sitting there and I'm like watching more YouTube videos about the commander. And finally I find a video where this guy goes, here's the 4 different ways you can build this. Figure out which one you find the funnest. And for me, it was combat tricks, which is very ironic because I go by combat trick Cody everywhere now. But I love like pay 2 red, pump +3/+3. And then I get to copy it. Like, fuck yeah, let's do that.
This deck is some
and so
bullshit. I can say that as someone who's on
it's
the
some
other end
bullshit.
of it.
So I kind of took some cards out, put what I had available to me in, and it wasn't very much, but like, and I played that first time against you guys with it, and like, I was on some bullshit.
Mhm.
I could tell. I was like, I'm not winning this game, but I did some fucking crazy shit. And then I ordered a bunch of upgrades for it, which like definitely took this deck from like bullshit to like Cody is the arch enemy if he plays this deck.
Yes.
And
I saw in our Discord, someone's like, if Azula goes sideways, you lose the game. So just don't expect. I don't know. I would like to say it's only 4 mana commander too, so it's not even like, all right, I'll just leave up some removal for it. It's like, what? Just I have to pretty much shuffle until I have removal in my opening hand, just so I could kind of cockblock you the second cast your commander. But
yeah,
kind of, yeah, because this deck's some bullshit.
You just because you jump from like, okay, hey, if I hit all my land drops on turn 5, I suddenly have access to 7 mana, and then I'm copying stuff. So like literally the first game I played when I didn't have the upgrades yet, I swung at Mike, and I was like, Mike's like, well, I won't block, I'll take 4, and I was like, well, it's gonna be a little bit more, and I got her up to like 14 power.
Yeah.
And then
done that a couple times. You swung 30s,
Yeah.
You've pumped up stuff,
It's absurd. It's absurd what you can do with this commander.
It's ridiculous.
It's a ton of fun. Like I like it. Like, but I know now. Like, hey, I sit down. It's like those early days of Minsk and Boo for me, where it's like I sit down. I know, hey, I am the bad guy. I got 3 people playing against me, but I like the idea of that. She's a villain. I'm gonna be the villain. So I don't know.
Like I said, this deck is some bullshit. It's a pain in the ass. Once it starts going, it's just, it's a real pain because then you're copying these spells, you're firebending, you have other firebending cards in here, so you're just making more mana. You had the Firelord Zuko card in there, so you had experience counters going. So it's just like, you had several sources of big damage coming out. You have damn near infinite mana. You were drawing like 14 cards. You draw, like, no exaggeration, you're drawing 5+ cards a turn just based on spells. Some turns you're drawing more. I think you're drawing 15 cards sometimes. You always have a full grip. My biggest complaint about this deck, besides all the bullshit that I've mentioned, is that it should just be called Firelord Azula, the 10-minute turn.
That was definitely not a deck to play after you've had a long day at work and you're just like...
we played a 90-minute game, and I think 70 of the minutes was Cody.
Because it's like, oh, I draw cards. Oh, there's new information in my hand. I have to process what I want to do with this new information.
Yeah, well, because you have a plan. You're like, all right, I'm going to do this. Now I'm playing this. Now I'm playing this. Now I draw 15 cards. Okay, that changes some things. All right, so now I'm going to play this and this. I get more mana. I can draw another 5 cards. And it's just, everyone else around the table is just kind of waiting to see how big this creature that you're finally swinging is. It's like, how many cards do you have in hand? 30. It's like, okay, how much mana do you have? 15. It's like, okay, it's turn 7. So can we not do this, please? We literally played the other night. I was playing Anti-Venom, who is, shocker, absent from this list because he's been doling out some bullshit lately. But you literally, all your turns, or your one turn, was longer than all my combat, all my steps with Anti-Venom, because I was just doing, all right, play a mana, play this, pass turn. Play a mana, play this, pass turn. And you're like, all right, for my 13th minute, I'm gonna start doing this now.
A ton of fun. I don't think Mike had fun that game, but
well, he killed him real quick.
He had Ur Dragon. I knew if I let him live, it would be bad for me.
Yeah, but you played a deck with no flyers and you killed him. You did like 30 damage to his face, right? You just targeted his face.
Yeah, I copied Electro Dominance twice, and I did 7 to his face twice. I was like, I gotta kill you, dog. I'm sorry. So
yeah,
it's bullshit. It's if you build this deck, it's some bullshit. This is definitely, I think, I think Tavash was my strongest deck. I think if this deck is left alone, this is like my strongest deck now. So I definitely won't be bringing it out unless everyone if Mike sits down with Voja, this is the deck I'm playing.
Okay.
So things like I definitely want to be correct about where I'm bringing this. I'm not going to be like, what's that? We're playing Predacons tonight. Let me just bust this
Fire
out.
Lord the Zula. Here we go.
Yeah. So
it's a very strong deck, but you know what? You are the arch enemy when you play it, and you are the villain, and you know it, and it's very obvious. But even our buddy Alan said the other night when you're playing it, you're like, well, you're in the enemy colors, so you're playing Grixis, so it doesn't look like a scary, evil demon witch creature, So you forget, oh no, it's in Grixis colors. It's a bad card. This is an evil card, evil colors. It's cool looking character, but don't let it fool you. This card's out there, and once it goes sideways, one, put your feet up because you're gonna be there for a while. 2, get ready to take a bunch of damage.
Hell yeah.
I didn't have a 3. And 3, get ready for some bullshit. How about that?
Get ready for some bullshit, yeah. So yeah, Fire Lord Azula, a lot of fun. My newest deck from these cards. So, all right, Lazz, what is your number 2?
My number 2, we had an episode about this deck. Is Zurgo Thunderer's Decree. It's a Mardu deck, so it is a red, a white, and a black for an Orc Warrior. It has Mobilize 2. So whenever this creature attacks, create 2 tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature tokens. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. During your end step, warrior tokens you control have this token can't be sacrificed. This is a very fun deck. I had fun building it. I had fun playing it. I bought little Ultimate Warrior creature tokens with it because I had so much fun playing it. And
yeah,
this is a lot of fun. I was trying to build a Boros tokens deck for a while, and this kind of nicely took the place of that. I still might go back and build a Boros tokens deck eventually, but for the time being, this is a very fun intermediary, and it makes a lot of tokens. With it doesn't seem like it does that much. Mobilize 2, and there's only a couple of Mobilize, creatures in the Dragonstorm set. I was kind of hoping, we should mention this from Tarkir Dragonstorm as well. There's only a couple of Mobilize, keywords on some creatures, and yet every time I play it, it's like I have 15 tapped and attacking creature tokens, and they'll get sacrificed, and then the next turn I make even more, and it's just keeps on piling up. And every time I play this deck, I'm very surprised at how quickly it can really get big, get scary, and get competitive.
I my most memorable moment from this deck for you is you texted me after playing it one night, and you're like, so I got to order more Ultimate Warrior tokens because I wasn't expecting to be making that many, and I was like, oh shit.
Every time I play this deck, it's like, all right, back to eBay, and let's see how many more Ultimate Warrior cards I can buy, to the point where I bought a separate little case just to hold my tokens, and now I need to buy a bigger individual case for the tokens because it's not enough. I think I have 17 or 18 Ultimate Warrior tokens, and I still run out to the point where I have to put dice on them. I want actual. That's why I've never built a goblin stack, because I'm like, I'll go broke just buying goblin tokens.
Is just like at
yeah,
this
and
point.
be like, all right, I'm buying 400 goblin tokens. It's just I want, if I'm playing this in paper and I'm playing a token stack, I want the tokens on the table. And this is one that I really, from the start, I thought it'd be fun, and I thought I'd mess around with it because I thought the mobilize, keyword mechanic was fun. And once the full set was revealed, it was like, that's kind of disappointing that there's not more mobilize in it. But I figured, let me try it. Let me build around it. Let me see what I can do. Every time I play this deck, I run out of tokens. I don't know how. It's hard to keep track of, but I always have fun with it, and I always just have a ton of creatures.
Yeah, it gets scary because also you have a bunch of effects like Impact Tremors and War Leader's Call, so that like once you start making the tokens, not only are we taking like combat damage most likely, but also just like a bunch of burn damage.
Yeah.
And yeah, this deck can get very scary, really fun. I love the Ultimate Warrior tokens so much as a wrestling fan. Yeah, another good one for you from Dragonstorm was a really good set for you.
Yeah, it was.
So
it was, like I said, I want to build a Boros token stack, and I have a Mardu token stack now, so it's kind of nice. But I hope they bring Mobilize back, because that's such a cool mechanic. It's kind of lame on its own because you have to sack them at the end step, and then there's just like, oh no, don't worry, we built the literal perfect commander to to counteract that one effect that we know that Lazz does not like.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, this can only happen once per turn. Unless you're Lazz and you have this one creature, then you could do it as much as you want per turn. It's like, yes, this is what I need. So this is definitely this was probably one of the first cards I saw from the set. And I was like, oh, cool. Well, I'm going to build around Mobilize. And I did, and I don't regret it. So I really like it.
Awesome. All right. That was number 2 for Lazz, Zergo Thunder's Decree.
What do you got for number 2?
Is Ardbert, Warrior of Darkness. This is from Final Fantasy. This is from the Final Fantasy 14 Commander deck. It's one of my favorite characters from the video game. So this is a white and a black for a legendary creature Spirit Warrior. 2/2. Whenever you cast a white spell, put a 1/1 counter on each legendary creature you control. They gain Vigilance until end of turn. Whenever you cast a black spell, put a 1/1 counter on each legendary creature you control. They gain Menace until end of turn. So this replaced my Shanid Sleeper's Scourge deck because I was losing red, but like Ardbert just does so much. And so my original build with it was just like everything was white and black, like so that I would always get 2 counters. It get huge. You run into some issues when you do that because like you're kind of taking some not so good spells, and like so I kind of retooled it and focused more into the 1/1 counter support. Cut a couple cards that like just didn't make sense ahead. Put some generic staples in there sometimes. You can be a little basic bitch whenever you want. But yeah, Ardbert's scary. It gets out of control really quick.
Absolutely.
Because I'm still usually gaining the 2 counters every time. And so like it is really hard to deal with Vigilance and Menace at the same time. Because, oh hey, not only is creatures getting bigger, but they're hard to block. And then also he can just block with them because they have Vigilance. Like Vigilance is like I think becoming like one of my favorite keywords, just because it's like, oh hey, especially because there's so many creatures in the deck that also just have other keywords.
Right.
Like I had that Ellis Ilkor out, which now had Death Touch. So it's like, okay, now I have a Vigilant, Menace, Death Touch blocker. Good luck getting into me. So that was really nice.
This is a great deck. I would say of all your decks, this is probably the one that has the most synergy. Like you said, like the way you built it, pretty much every single turn, you're getting those counters, you're getting Menace, and you're getting Vigilance. Which, like you said, together, it's just devastating because they're not getting blocked because 2 blockers for each one. And then you can't get in against you. And it's every single turn because there's so many of spells that you're playing. You have so many Orzhov creatures. And then even if you if you're not doing that, you have so many cheap, just like tiny, like 1 or 2 cost, white spells or 1 or 2 cost black spells that you're able to play a couple in a turn. That you're getting that anyway, and it's a 3 cost commander, so it comes out, and it's I don't know, it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. It gets scary quick. Yeah. It counts towards him as well, so he's just getting bigger and bigger each turn too. He's getting menace. He's getting vigilance. So your commander's a problem to deal with. Your creature's a problem to deal with, and you can't get in against you. So you pretty much just have to hope for a board wipe, and then try to do as much damage as you can. But this is a problem deck. I'd say this is a much better deck than Shanid. And I remember when you first built this and switched off Shanid, we were kind of, we were texting back and forth, and I remember you being concerned about losing red, and is it worth it? And, kind of, because I was more a legendary Matters deck, right? Your Shanid deck?
Yeah, it was much more focused on because Shanid had the card draw. So I was like, oh hey, legendary lands and like all this. I want to get the card draw. And the legendary creatures were kind of the way to get to more card draw.
Yeah.
Whereas this is so focused in on white and black legends that
I love Legendary Matters decks because legendary creatures are the best creatures in Magic. They just
exactly, yeah.
They really are. They have the most fun keywords. They have the most fun, combos. They have the most fun things you can build around. So this is just a good way to take a lot of those cheap Orzhov legends and just make them super scary, super quick. And for an Orzhov deck, this is really quite aggressive. It's a very fast, aggressive deck. And unless you have a board wipe, it's kind of a real problem to get around. So this is a deck here I really like. I'd say this probably is one of your more fun decks that you've built. That I know we're in for a hassle to play it, but it's fun to see it pop off because you get to see fun legends. You get to see fun cards.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the main reasons I like it is that now every set I'm looking at, okay, what are the new Orzhov cards? Because the new Orzhov cards just equal 2 counters.
Yeah.
Are there new Orzhov legends? It's like, okay, great. So I love that about this commander so much. Ton of fun.
Yeah. And there's, lots of lifelink, lots of death touch and Orzhov. So it's like, all right, so now my stuff has lifelink or death touch plus vigilance and menace. It's just, you have a death touch menace, vigilance coming at you. It's like, well, I literally can't do anything. I'm not sacrificing 2 of my creatures just for this. It's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, I actually after the last time we played was like, should I put Odric in this? Just because everything's getting vigilance menace, but I could also in return I have that Felisa Fang of Silverquill that has flying, and it's like I could also just give everything flying if I really need to get through for damage. But
shit, just steal half my deck and put Odric in there and Chroma Visions of Ixidor.
I have thought about putting a Chroma as a finisher, but I think this deck has, just to get into it because we never actually talked about it on the show, I think this deck has 2 major flaws.
Hold on, let me get a pen and paper real quick. Okay,
card draw. I feel like I burn through cards so quickly because
it's Orzhov, baby.
Cheap spells.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, hey, if I play more of my cheap spells, my creatures get bigger. The other issue is that it has a tough time. I can push for a lot of damage early on, but once people get set up and board wipes go out, things like that, I have a tough time finishing the game. Just because usually by the time I'm in a position to be like, okay, hey, swing all out, kill everybody, a board wipe is hit, and I only have 1 or 2 recursion spells. I have Primeval's Glorious Rebirth. And I think I have 1 more that can bring stuff back.
You're in the perfect colors. You could have a couple more. You could
I think I want to kind of sit down and maybe make sure I have a couple more win cons outside of just playing more spells and pushing face, and then card draw is definitely something that's lacking in this deck. Because when I built that original version, there's just not a lot of black and white draw spells. They're just not there. So I definitely need to go back and retool that a little bit. So yeah, it's still a fun deck. I love it so much. I literally the other day when I played it, I felt really bad because I just kept like pushing Alan with like a 10-10 Ardbert, and I was like, "What are you gonna do?" And I could tell he was just like, "Leave the fuck alone, Cody. I don't want to. I just want to live."
Because he doesn't block ever, though.
No, he's like, "Oh, I'll take 10 damage, whatever." So, love you, Alan. Thanks for letting me hit you with Ardbert so much. All right, that was my number 2. Lazz, let us hear about your number 1.
Well, before we do that, I got some honorable mentions.
Okay.
You know, I have 2 honorable mentions. These are 2 that I wanted to put on the list, but I didn't really get a chance to. So the first one being Anti-Venom Horrifying Healer. This is from the Spider-Man set. Shocker.
Yeah.
It's 5 white mana. When it enters, if it was cast, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. If damage would be dealt to Anti-Venom, prevent that damage, put that many 1/1 counters on him. This deck, it can be fun. It's just there's a lot holding it back. And the biggest one is the cost. Like, you're playing this turn 5. By turn 5, there's usually not cards that you're returning from your graveyard to your battlefield. I don't know. I maybe have to go back to my build and look, because there's just also not a lot of creatures in the deck that I can get out early that have any effect on the game. I've played this once and I had like a good thing going with a Pariah Shield and stuff, but besides that, it's kind of fallen flat. But I haven't given up on it. I really thought this was going to be my top 5 this year, but it's not consistent enough for me, and there's just several large flaws about it. So I couldn't put in the top 5, but I really wanted to. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do an episode on it or something. But it's also like the number 2 most popular deck in Spider-Man, and it's like I don't want to do that because I like to be a Magic hipster, Commander hipster, and this is not that. So that's honorable mention 1. Honorable mention 2 is Hearthhole, the World Seed. The only reason this is not, on the list is it's a pre-con commander, so I kind of feel dirty about doing the most popular pre-con commander. It's a top 100 deck on EDH Rec. This deck is a lot of fun. This is everything I was looking for in a land destruction deck. It's in Jund. It's a lot of fun. It gets huge. It gets scary, but I figure it's not really fun to talk about a deck that's stupid broken because everyone knows it's stupid broken. So I didn't really want to, spend time on Hearthhole, the World Seed, but this deck is a lot of fun. Really glad I built this deck. We did an episode on this deck, right?
We did not.
We didn't? It's because it's a pre-con. It's a boring...
Came out at a weird time in our recording schedule,
yeah.
And I think you were still putting it together, and we just had more episodes ever since.
It's just boring because it's like, all right, the pre-con was kind of good out the box. And
it's
then they were like,
strong pre-con out of the box.
And then they're like, oh, we're doing a secret layer of just Hearthhole pre-con upgrades.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I bought that. So it's like, all right, you take it and made it better. And then there's just like 4 or 5 other cards. And it's like, oh, well, if you're playing Hearthhole, you need to put these 5 cards in. So it's not really, it's a lot of fun. I love playing it. I don't feel like it's my deck. If that makes any sense. I feel like my Hearthhole deck is probably like 90% of the other Hearthhole decks out there. So I don't know. I like decks that feel like my own. So while this is a deck that I really do enjoy playing, I have a lot of fun playing it, and it's super strong and competitive, I didn't want to put it on the list because I don't feel like it's something that I've built myself from the ground up that I made my own yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
So my number 1 deck for the year is from Final Fantasy. This should really not be a surprise to that many people because I feel like I've brought it up on like 6 different episodes. This is Minwu, the White Mage. 3 generic, a white and a white for a human cleric. Vigilance and lifelink. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on each cleric you control. Mono white life game, baby. This is the thing. So Be Their Ancestor's Voice, that's my life gain deck. But it's so much more than that because it's life gain, it's recursion, trying to make myself lose life so that I can, bring stuff back and then gain the life. It's too much. I built this deck in response to Beater because I was like, all right, I have the perfect life gain deck in the colors I want. And then I was like, I kind of just miss gaining life and putting counters on stuff. Like I kind of just miss the simplicity of what I was going for. But at this point, I can't stop playing Beater. It's too strong. It's what I want. I kind of want two things. I'm a fickle bitch sometimes. This is my mono white life gain. This is your super generic deck, but man, it is so much fun to play. I play this on Arena all the time. Whenever I have like 15 minutes to kill, I'll just hop on Arena and just blast out a couple of matches in Brawl with this. It's just very simplistic. You gain life with a 1/1 counter on each cleric you control. It's life gain and it's tribal. It's just filled with all clerics. All the clerics have, whenever you gain life, put 1/1 counters on them anyway, or when they attack, they gain life, or when you tap them, you put a 1/1 counter on another creature. They all have just some way to gain counters or gain life. So it's just a very synergistic deck when it's playing and everything's kind of going right. You very quickly have a full board of these little 1/1s and 2/2s that just out of nowhere get crazy big because it's each instance of life you're gaining that 1/1 counter, and there's just so many ways to gain life, in different instances. Even if they have life links, it's like, all right, well, so I'll swing with 5 life linkers. Now every cleric I have is getting 5 1/1 counters.
Yeah, this is a deck that like anytime you sit down and play it, I'm like, holy shit! Like, because you just like it's between the Soul Sisters, between lifelink on creatures, you have other like just like gain 5 life for 1 mana. Like, it's just the deck does so many different avenues for life gain that like you're gonna get some counters.
Yeah, and it's so unassuming because it's just clerics. It's like, all right, you have Soul Sisters in your life gain deck. It's like, okay, yeah, but those Soul Sisters aren't just 1/1s. Those quickly turn into 7/7s, and now I'm swinging face, with all these tiny little, these tiny little creatures that are very unassuming. And there's just so many spells, revitalize and, was gain 3 life, draw a card, or 5 life, draw a card. There's just lots of little spells that you can gain life, draw a card, or give a creature lifelink, draw a card, and just all these tiny little spells that are very unassuming. And in this deck, all those little instances just really add up. And there's only clerics. I think I have 1 non-cleric in the deck. I'm pretty sure everything else is clerics. Yeah. And they're cheap, that they stack up. It's just a lot of fun to play, and it comes out of nowhere. It really does. So it's basic, but it's fun.
It's basic, yeah. It's I don't know. It's crazy because like you play cards, and I'm like, what the fuck is this card, Lazz? Because it's just like it's cards from like years ago.
Yeah.
That like they were like they just printed it randomly. It's like, oh, clerics have vigilance, or like, it was like I think the card actually says like clerics don't cause tapping. And then you played one. It's a Kithkin, and it's like, oh, you can prevent X damage.
Yeah, there we go. That's the deck. That's the card I was thinking of.
You literally like were just fucking stalling us out because you had 5 or 6 clerics out, and you're like, well, I'll prevent 6 of that so nothing happens. It's like, motherfucker.
Yeah, what was that? Let's see, attacking doesn't cause clerics to tap. That is how old some of these cards are.
Yeah.
Battle-Tide Alchemist. If a source would deal damage to a player, you may prevent X of that damage, where X is the number of clerics you control. It's just all these tiny, stupid little cards, and you don't realize how many normal cards are clerics. Like the Soul Sisters are clerics. Speaker of the Heavens is a cleric. Suture Priest is a cleric. There's Weathered Wayfarer. Even, normal-ass white ramp spells are clerics, and Passionate Orator. Like all these little spells that when you're playing white or you're playing life game that you just kind of have out there, and it's like, hey, if I can get any of these out in my first 3 turns, I'm kind of doing good. There's just so many of them that you don't realize, like, oh no, wait, those are clerics. So they're all just getting huge out of nowhere. Abzan Battle Priest.
Crazy.
Just a classic, classic spell that you try to get out. Each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it has lifelink. It's also a cleric. So this is also getting big. And it's making your clerics get even bigger. And now they have lifelink. So this is just such a fun deck. I love talking about it. I love playing it. I was going to swap out the commander originally when I was first building it. I wasn't sure if it was going to be Minwoo as the commander or Aerith Gainsborough from Final Fantasy. The whenever you gain life with a 1/1 counter on Aerith Gainsborough, when she dies, put X 1/1 counters on each legendary creature, where X is the number of 1/1 counters on her. I wasn't sure how I wanted to build it, but Aerith's a cleric, so why not? She just goes in the Minwoo deck. Yeah. Now she's getting even more counters than she normally would anyway. So it's just a lot of fun. Angel of Destiny, cleric. Activist of Ogma, cleric. Just these normal cards that, Mother of Runes. Hey, that's a cleric right there. It's just, you don't realize how many of these basic cards in mono white are clerics. So it was just, I was not sure if I was going to be able to flesh this deck out fully, and then it got to the point where it's like, oh, okay, I have to start cutting some of these cards because I have too many clerics. classic problem.
Yeah, too many clerics. The classic problem,
Classic problem.
Yeah, like I don't know. I remember when we first talked about this deck, I think you were kind of like, it's not gonna be that good, and then you played it, and I was like, Lazz, you're the fucking problem. Like none of we all just need to turn on you because you're gaining life, which is pretty much like an extra turn at some point because you're gaining so much of it. And then it was just like I literally think Minwoo became like a 17/17 with vigilance, which we just talked about. When things get big and have vigilance, it's impossible to get through to you.
And she has lifelink too, so she swings in for that. I'm gaining an ass ton of life.
Yeah.
And putting a 1/1 counter on each cleric I control, and she doesn't tap.
It was gnarly.
Yeah, and put Excalibur 2 out there. I had Excalibur 2 the other night when we were playing her. Whenever you gain life, put a charge counter on Excalibur 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each charge counter on Excalibur 2. So it's just kind of like double counters. It's just a lot of fun. It's just a real fun deck to play, and it's very unassuming.
It was it's a very scary deck. It's also like I said, you were telling me you love seeing me play Aardvert. This is another one for you where I'm like, whenever you pull this out, I'm like, all right, Lazz is going to be in the zone because I know he's just going to have a ton of fun with this. So
it's just fun. It's a fun deck. How many decks are made of it? There's only 1,200 Minwoo decks. I don't know why.
Because it's really it should be more popular. So
it's very strong for a mono white life gain deck. Who's the better mono white life gain commander? I don't know. Maybe there isn't.
Off the top of my head, I can't think.
There is none. That's probably like Heliod or something.
I don't really think there's is there a mono white life gain commander really?
Top commander Giada. That's not a good mono white life gain commander.
I mean, angels do be gaining a lot of life.
Heliod Sunground, number 2. Celestine's cool. Yeah.
Because you can gain life and then recur stuff.
But that's recursion. I don't really care about.
Well, it's about life gain and recursion, But yeah, Minwoo, really cool deck. Always like seeing you play it. Even for being 5 mana, I feel like it comes out. It's similar to Peter,
about it. Yeah,
where you get some Soul Sisters out, you're gaining life, and then you finally get Minwoo down, and it's like, all right, let's do this because you don't even have to swing with Minwoo to get the +1/+1 counters. It's just about gaining the life.
But she has vigilance, and she's a cleric, so she's getting bigger too. So it's like, all right, well, when she is a 15/15 with vigilance, I don't mind swinging. Someone chump blocks it. It's like, okay, that's fine. Still gonna gain a bunch of life.
It's
I gained 15 life. Put a 1/1 counter on everything else. Gain a ton of life. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it.
Literally the other night you played it, and with that one Angel of Destiny or whatever, you swung, and I was like, if you don't not send something, you're gonna kill Alan, and it's literally turn 4.
I specifically didn't kill someone. I should have. Yeah, take the kills when I can get them, but yeah, there's a Angel of Destiny. If you have 15 more life than your starting total and you deal damage to someone, they lose the game.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, and that's a cleric. So why not just get him bigger?
Why not? All right. Well, that was Minwoo White Mage for Lazz's number 1. I also have an honorable mention. Haha, you thought you were going to upstage me.
There we go. I had 2 honorable mentions, so.
Okay, I have 1.
So I kind of still did upstage you.
I have another Avatar commander that I really liked, and I've started kind of working on in the background. It is Iroh, Dragon of the West. It is 2, a red legendary creature, human noble ally. Has haste and mentor whenever this creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. And it says, at the beginning of combat on your turn, each creature you control with a counter on it gains Firebending 2 until end of turn. So you get 2 red mana when it attacks. And it's a 4/4. So actually, I pulled this one from a pack, but also just I've been looking at it for a while since the set came out. Red +1/+1 counters are just weird counters to get a bunch of red mana to let them burn face. Just seems kind of fun. And after playing Azula, it kind of made me really want to look into this more because there's that Krenko 10 Street Kingpin has a +1/+1 counter on it. You swing with Iroh, and then also get the counter on the Goblin Kingpin makes, and you're making 6 red mana right there.
Mm-hmm.
Just dumb stuff like that.
So you just want a mono
really
red
cool.
burn deck.
Maybe so, yeah. I mean, we always talk about monocolored decks are basically free because the lands cost nothing.
That's right.
I've been looking at some more monocolored decks lately.
But
this one seems really cool.
I love monocolored decks.
Yeah. So that's Iroh, Dragon of the West is my honorable mention that almost made my top 5. It almost replaced Tails. So
okay.
I really was going back and forth, but I think Tails is pretty cool.
Tails is cool. I wanted to put Dr. Robotnik on there, but Dr. Robotnik has yet to do anything for me. It's kind of the same situation I run into with my Mr. House. I almost said Dr. House. That's the next Universes Beyond deck. I'm sure it's coming out. But the Mr. House deck where it's I'm building it the same way everyone else is built. Why is this so popular? I can't get it to work. It's I'm doing what everyone else is doing. How come it's so popular? So that's my Dr. Robotnik issue where I've built it where I feel it's fairly generic. I haven't done my own personal take on it or put some of my own flavor on it or anything. It's pretty cookie cutter and it sucks shit. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe just bad luck of the draw. I gotta try it out more, but that's why my Sonic card didn't make it because I almost put a Sonic card on there too, but that falls with the Dr. House right now where it's I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Other people seem to like this guy. I can't get it to work.
Maybe it's just artifact decks for you, Laz. Maybe artifact decks aren't your jam. Do you have any other artifact decks? I don't think so.
No, I wanted to build that the Triad, the Kappa.
Oh yeah, Capellini. Yeah,
whatever the hell it was. That's an artifact deck. That counts.
Kind of, yeah. It's artifact colorless. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a little brew review on old Dr. Robotnik.
Well, I had an artifact deck at one point. It was a pre-con, and I hated it. It was too much math.
Osgear. I remember that.
Yeah,
you played it one time.
Osgear.
Yeah. We'll look at Dr. Robotnik next year.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
All right, back to you. Right. Sorry, I've interrupted long enough.
No, all good. My number 1, my favorite deck of the year, Captain Howler, Sea Scourge. This is 2, a blue and a red for a legendary creature, Shark Pirate. Has Ward 2 and Pay 2 life. Whenever you discard one or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. For each card discarded this way, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, you draw a card. It's a 5/4.
From Aether Drift.
Probably. Wait, what was that?
From Aether Drift.
Oh, from Aether Drift. Yeah, sorry. Probably the deck that I spent the largest chunk of this year wanting to play, thinking about, having fun with. This came from, I made that Octavia deck that was around for a month. and then you had a mono blue flyer deck, and then Alan had a mono blue flyer deck, and I went, okay, I want to do something different. And I was like going through like commanders that came out this year, and I was like, well, what can I pivot to and all that. And I saw this and was like, I don't have a discard deck. No one really plays discard outside of like Nekusar, but that's like wheels and stuff. And so I was like, let me try this, and just had a blast. Like, it's filled with like evasive creatures. Like, there's a ton of like flyers, can't be blocked, things like that. And you just pump them up by like discarding cards like crazy, and then you get all those cards back from drawing. So,
I'm surprised this is your number one.
Really?
Yeah,
I love it. This is like my favorite deck.
I feel like you play Ardbert much more. You played Kratos much more, and now you're playing Fire Lord Azula nonsense. I feel like I haven't seen Captain Howler in a bit. I'm trying to remember
Lately, I've been letting other decks
Yeah.
kind of like get their moment, but like I played this a lot. Like, not just with you guys, but like when I was like joining streams.
Wait, there's
or
others?
Like, when I played with others. What?
There's other people you play with?
No, you guys are. I would never step out on you guys. What are you talking about?
It's just you, baby. Don't worry.
It's just you, baby.
Maybe only pod for me.
Yeah, like I literally, like I think, like once I built it, literally there's a 3 to 4 month period where like it's all I wanted to play. It's like the only deck I wanted to think about, and like it's been a minute since a deck got so into my head where I'm like constantly like, okay, well, what can I do here? Like, are there new cards I can throw in? I love it. I think it's such a fun deck because every game is different. Because you like between what creatures are out, like, and then like the cards you get that can actually get the discard going. It made me like cycling, which we recently found out I shit talked cycling in like episode 2 or 1. I can't remember.
Now you love it. You can't get enough of it.
Cycling is like one of my favorite fucking things. So yeah, it was also like Aether Drift was like Aether Drift gets a lot of hate.
It does
from the online Magic community. I don't think it's that bad of a set. I don't know. I thought it was fine. I get it. It's a hat set. It's fucking Fast and the Furious meets Magic, but like, I don't know. I think a ton of cool designs came out of it, and I think people are gonna look back. And don't get me wrong, Star Trek engines, weird mechanic, very strange. But I think people are gonna look back on that set and be like, there is actually a lot of redeeming qualities about it. So, I think Captain Howler is probably one of the best things to come from that for me.
Out of all the cards in our top 10s, it's the coolest art. Yeah. Both the standard and the alternate art.
Shark pirate with a fucking gun, like
it's chains blinged sick. Out. It's just badass.
Yeah,
it's just.
I love it. I think it's so sick.
It's an awesome card. This is a fun deck to play with, play against. I just, like you said, cycling. That's something that we don't really play with that much, and so it's kind of fun to see when you go up against a deck that takes advantage of a mechanic that you don't use often or don't see often. But this is very similar to your Fire Lord Azula, where there's kind of combat tricks per se. Like you do your attacks, and then it's like, actually, hold on, let me play this. Let me wheel myself real quick. Let me, kind of have fun with that. So it's kind of, I'm noticing a trend. I'm noticing, do you miss not having black in this deck? Maybe you're just a Grixis player. Is that the thing? Dr. Robotnik's Grixis, and he sucks shit. So maybe you should play him.
So literally, before I was going to do Azula, I was considering doing Green Goblin, which is a Grixis discard / graveyard deck. And then I pulled the Azula, and I was like, well, let me try this instead. I like combat tricks. I think it's fun. I think, like, if Alan didn't have a ninja deck, I think I would have a ninja deck, because I like the idea of, like,
ninjutsu?
Sneaking new creatures. Yeah, ninjutsu is, like, so cool to me. But, like, that's his bag. I won't steal from it.
No, but you're going to steal his mono red burn deck?
Complete the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And the 6th. But yeah, like, I do really love, like, okay, hey, I'm gonna swing this 1/1 at you, and you're like, it's unblockable, and then I'm just gonna discard my entire hand one by one
and
get everything plus
damage.
10 plus 7. Yeah, so it sounds like you're taking 14 out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's definitely something you enjoy doing. But
It is, yeah.
this deck's it's strong too. The ward cost is fantastic. The ward 2 pay 2 life. It's the pay 2 life's whatever. But it's just that's just an extra little just a little salt on the wound of having to pay 2 to target it. It's like, and you're gonna lose the 2. It's like ugh. Like sure, but why? Why you gotta be a dick, stupid shark? But
so he's biting you, you know. It's also a commander that I feel like if there's enough pieces in the deck that if he gets removed enough times where it's like, hey, I can't play him, there's the Monument to Endurance, which like whenever I discard a card, I can throw 3 damage. There's a couple pingers I have in the deck from like there was that one, the Flamekin Artillerist, where I played it. And whenever I discard a card, it deals 1 damage, and then I wheeled myself, and you guys all took like 7, and you all were like, well, shit. And I was like, oops, my bad, guys. I don't have as many effects of those in the deck as like I probably could, because I think there's like Glinthorn Buccaneer and another like a Badgesaur or something. But I have Brawlin, Sky Shark Raider, and I have the Monument to Endurance and the Magmakin. So I do have a few of those. But,
look at your deck
yeah,
list right now.
It's been a really fun, looking into like discard synergies, which is not something, like I said, we have in our meta. So I like that. I like that this year I feel like I was able to bring some new stuff and have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I love Captain Howler. Literally when Avatar was getting previewed, I was like, cool, what cards go in Captain Howler? Cool, what cards go in Ardbert? Like those are my first 2 questions every time. So yeah.
I like it. I'm surprised Arbort's not your first. I thought Arbor was going to be number 1.
It was tough. I really went back and forth on it. Honestly, probably interchangeable to me because I do like them both. Hoping to get Kratos into that spot.
You were so excited about Kratos, and you were so excited when you first played them, and then when you built them. So, I would like to see him get up there for you a little bit, just because I know how excited you were for it. So, here's to hoping.
Here's to hoping. Yeah. I hope to see some of these decks of yours, Lazz, in paper.
Why?
Like a Minwoo? I can see a Minwoo. Minwoo can't be that expensive.
Minwoo's not that expensive, I don't think. I'll tell you real quick. Because my Brawl version is different than my, my Mox.
You have Meter and Zergo on paper. So I feel like it's just Minwoo at this point.
You just want like to see. And I've said before, I'm like, Minwoo needs to be in paper just because I play it so much.
Yeah.
I couldn't care. So it's $240. That's chump change.
Not bad.
I bet
some of those older clerics really kind of pike it up a little bit.
It's just a pain in the ass because there's so many cards that I have to buy again. Like the Soul Sisters I have to buy again. Like all these cards are also in beater. So that's kind of like a lot of them are. But no, this is a fairly inexpensive deck. I could probably get around to making this. Buy another Aetherflux Reservoir. My favorite card in Magic.
Yeah.
What's that card? Sorry, side tangent. Someone played the card the other night, and I'm like, that card, I'm going to make it my goal to make it
my to make the Fire Nation turret.
There we go. Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
that is like my next goal. I'm going to build a deck for that. It's 2 generic and a red at the beginning of combat on your turn. Up to 1 target creature gets +2/+0 and gains Firebending 2 until end of turn. Then you can also pay red and put a charge counter on this artifact. Remove 50 charge counters from this artifact. Deal 50 damage to any target. So it sounds hard to do, but when you're firebending, like I said, there's so many turns where you just had seemingly infinite mana. But after the 15-minute mark of your turn, I kind of just stopped paying attention. So maybe you're just kind of making up mana. Like, I'm playing this. Now I'm playing this.
No, I was popping off. I had a lot of mana at some point. Because, like, just mana rocks were out there. I got a Soul Ring. Like, yeah. But then, yeah, I had tons of just firebending mana going on. So yeah, it was. You can get up to that 50 pretty easily if you really tried.
Should be able to. I want to build. Let's see. Can I do a Fire Nation turret and an Aetherflux Reservoir in the same deck? And just have 2 different plasma cannons blasting off on people, killing people. I'm paying 50
Death
life.
Star is pretty much what you're building.
50 life to kill Cody. I'm paying 50 counters off a Fire Nation turret to kill someone else. It's possible, I bet.
Probably so. I mean, you could probably. There's probably like a
life gain firebending deck.
Game firebending deck. There's definitely going to be some people who find a way to break those. I don't know. I thought it was cool. It's definitely not the most like optimal card for that deck, but like it's just cool.
It's cool. It's a cool card.
So I was like, fuck it. Let me throw it in there. So yeah. All right. Well, Lazz, I think that does it for our top 10 of 2025. So. Obviously, next episode we'll dive more into like the year and everything. But how did you feel about like the sets that came out this year? And how are you feeling about going into 2026?
I'm so excited for that Marvel set. I really am. Marvel set.
Yeah, they showed us some cards.
Awesome. Cool. And then Lorwyn, I'm excited about just because, I have a lot of decks. I have a small handful that I really love playing every time.
Mm-hmm.
One of which is Griswold. And so they just show that blight mechanic. They're putting -1 counters on creatures. Yeah. And it's like, man, that's gonna really help Griswold kind of pop off a little bit more. So I'm excited for Lorwyn simply because of that fact.
Yeah. Lorwyn, I'm really excited for. I love that like kind of setting. Like I was telling you earlier, I was reading the lore and everything, and I was like, this is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel, I'm excited for. I thought they showed off some cards a few weeks ago, and like I don't know. At first, I was like, kind of like, why are we showing this off? Like it's not till June, but it's like, okay, it was kind of cool to see because it gets you kind of excited. Like, okay, they're definitely doing a better job than kind of what they did with Spider-Man a little bit.
Yeah.
Not that once again, I didn't really hate Spider-Man. I feel like they did a better job.
I just kind of wish there was a better set that we did a Magic Con too.
Yeah. Would have been, yeah. I think because next year, like the Atlanta Magic Con, which is I think the only con we could really go to, is gonna be I think like Star Trek, and I'm like, God damn it, guys, can we not get a cool one?
I don't know. I've never seen an episode of Star Trek in my life, so hey, maybe now's the time. Maybe we got some Trekkies that listen to us. Maybe Star Trek's cool. People who like it love it.
This is such a fucking side tangent. My only knowledge of Star Trek is I had an ex-coworker who married a dude who was once on an MTV show where he was dressed up as a Klingon because he thought he was a Klingon. So like, you ever seen an MTV show where they like went and like interviewed a woman who like had the Ninja Turtle like helmets?
Yes, yeah.
It was that show, but it was for him. He was like, I'm addicted to or whatever. He was he officiated weddings as a Klingon. Like he would be outside battle training, and they interviewed his neighbors, and they're like, "Yep, that's just Steve over there." And like that's my only knowledge of Star Trek because I've never watched the show. It's like such a fucking weird thing, but yeah.
All right, so maybe Star Trek's not cool. All right, maybe we see if we can coordinate with one of the different other cons. Isn't there one in Chicago? Was there one in Chicago?
Not next year. I think next year they're only doing Vegas, Amsterdam, and Atlanta.
I'll go to Amsterdam.
I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, and then the Hobbit. Hobbit's next year. I'm very excited for that. I love the Lord of the Rings set, so I think the Hobbit's gonna be really cool as well. So yeah. But how did you feel about this year?
This year,
overall happy. You had a lot of commanders. This is like the most commanders I've ever seen you build in 1 year.
Yeah,
new sets.
I had a lot of commanders, but it's so crazy because like going through the sets for this year, I was like, all right, so let's sit down and let's go through the sets, and for some reason I feel like previous years had more sets. Is that possible? Because I'm like, all right, so what came out this year? It's like, all right, so we had Avatar, Final Fantasy.
So we started the year with Aether Drift, then we went to Tarkir Dragonstorm, Final Fantasy,
3,
Edge of Eternities,
4,
Marvel Spider-Man, and then Avatar. So we had 6 sets this year. Last year, last year was Murders of Karlov Manor, Fallout, Outlaws of Thunder Junction, Modern Horizons 3, Assassin's Creed, Bloom Burrow, Dustmorn, Foundations. So what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay,
Sets.
so 2 less sets.
Yeah. And I mean, okay, so like Fallout was just a Commander product. Assassin's Creed was a mini product that like a lot of people don't count.
I can't. I
the rest,
have both a Fallout Commander and an Assassin's Creed Commander.
There you go. You count it.
We gotta start making that
7 sets.
We should make that format the Universe's Beyond only format.
The Beyonder format that I've talked about for years, that people would definitely not want to shoot me for.
I'd play it.
So yeah, next year this year we had 6. Next year we're going to 7.
I love the Final Fantasy set. I thought that was great. The Tarkir Dragonstorm set was fantastic as well. Aether Drift, whatever. This is more the end of the year wrap up episode stuff. Cody trying to jump the gun.
We're just talking about the sets. We're gonna do like a whole thing next episode. Don't worry, I got this.
Edge of Eternities, I wasn't also that crazy about Edge of Eternities. And then Spider-Man, I like the Spider-Man set. I don't think I'm going to use any cards in any decks. But like, I think it's cool. I think it's a cool set. I like the art. I like the characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to build any of these really. I wasn't really blown away by any of it.
Yeah.
With that. Why? How about you?
Really liked Aether Drift. Tarkir is actually like kind of disappointing for me because
really?
like I was like super pumped for the set, but like there were no commanders that really stood out to me.
I built 2 of those.
You did. Cards from it, like there were some decent cards that I added to decks and stuff, but like wasn't as big as a hit as I thought it would be. Final Fantasy was great. I think like probably set of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Just there was just so much of it, but like all of it was good. Like there was good stuff for draft and commander.
That I'm not a bigger Final Fantasy fan. Like it.
That's fair.
Like I wish I was bigger into Final Fantasy, and it's not because like I don't like Final Fantasy. It's just because like growing up I played Final Fantasy 6 and Final Fantasy 7, and that was cool, and I really loved those games. And then that was kind of it, So there's just so much. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck any of this is. So it made me regret not being more into it. I really wish I was more into it because I think that set would have just popped off even more than it really did for me. So that's why I'm like, all right, what's gonna be the next set that I can get a head start getting into? It's like Star Trek. I don't know. Ninja Turtles, I'm there. Marvel superheroes, I'm definitely there. I love Marvel. I'm a nerd with the Marvel superhero stuff. I'm not like reading comic books regularly or anything like that, but there's not really that many new characters I'm thinking they're gonna come out with. I'm sure my 1994 knowledge of Marvel trading cards is going to be just good enough.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Edge of Eternities was a decent set. I didn't really have anything from it I was like super stoked on, but I liked Spider-Man, like I said. Once again, no commanders really jumped at me. Avatar, I really liked Avatar. I think both from a commander standpoint and just like drafting and opening packs, like probably my second favorite set of the year after Final Fantasy.
Avatar's cool. And
yeah, really like that one.
I watched the show like once, and same type of thing. It's like, all right, I kind of wish I was more into Avatar because some of these cards just seem really cool. Yeah. I wish I was more into it.
Yeah, going into next year, like I'm all the universes beyond except for Star Trek, I'm like super stoked on. Like Ninja Turtles, been a fan since a child. I was a child. I remember playing Turtles in Time with my brother on the SNES and like loved it. So like and like just followed Turtles my entire life, like the live action movies, the animated shows, like all that. Like loved it. Marvel, been a huge comic book nerd all my life. I actually asked for comic books for Christmas for the first time in a few years, just because I was like, I haven't read in a while. Like, I want to catch up on some like storylines. So I asked for a couple books there. Hobbit, love that book in high school. Super excited to see what they can do with it. Like, the Battle of the Five Armies is like something that I think they're gonna like dive into a little bit more than like what the book does, and the movie did it okay, I guess. I hate the Hobbit movies. And I don't want to ever watch them. Star Trek, not for me. Just
Not for you yet.
never got into it.
Not for you yet.
Not for
That's
me
the
yet.
thing.
Maybe I will say, whenever there's a universe beyond,
side podcast, you and I start at the beginning. We watch Star Trek.
Hold on, you're cooking. You're cooking.
Until everyone in our Discord's like, Star Trek's lame as hell. We would not be interested in that.
Yeah, I will say, anytime a Universe Beyond set comes out, it usually does push me to at least like try something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I have never played a Fallout game except for Fallout 76, that MMO that was dead on arrival. So I went and tried New Vegas, and like I liked it for the most part. They're not my kind of game, so I kind of like fell off really quickly.
Yeah, Fallout. It's like I watched the Amazon show, and that's about it. You know,
I watched the show, loved it. Final Fantasy, I loved 14, but like I was really interested in that Final Fantasy 6 pre-con, so like I went and started playing Final Fantasy 6. So like I will give a Star Trek show or movie a shot and see if I like it, but like I just can tell like I'm also not the biggest Star Wars fan. Like space for me is not like I love like fantasy, which is like what drew me into Magic when you like started talking to me about it. So for me, like sci-fi is just not my bag. Never has been. So that's why I'm kind of like iffy on Star Trek. Also, like towards the end of the year, I've noticed, unless the set is an absolute banger, I tend to fall off of like Magic sets where I'm kind of like in that mode of like, okay, what came out this year that I really enjoyed? Let me focus on that versus because like last year, like Duskmourn should have been like, I love horror, should have been like my favorite set of all time. But after the hype of Bloomborough, I was just kind of like done. And like I don't think I ever touched a Duskmourn commander outside of I played a pre-con league earlier this year.
Yeah, who was even out in Duskmourn?
Not a ton of. You had Arabella from that one. Oh, we talked about Kona. I did, but Kona was this year that we talked about Kona. So it took me a few months to really go back and look at it.
Arabella's so strong. I haven't played Arabella in a minute.
Arabella is very similar. So that's kind of where I'm at with next year and this year. I think Magic's in a great spot for the sets coming out, so I'm excited.
I think so too. I know people, man, it's very divisive. Universes Beyond. Me, it's I've said it before. I don't care what's on the card, if like art wise. So if the mechanic's good, if the text is good, I'm on board. So Universes Beyond, it's just extra incentive to get into some of these, so Marvel stuff I'm excited for, Lord of the Rings stuff I'm excited for. And we'll see. Maybe they'll do some fun Secret Lair stuff along the way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Secret Lairs were huge this year for me. Mm-hmm. Like I think I bought more Secret Lairs this year.
My wife can attest to the fact that I probably did as well. She was like, "I see 2 charges on the month, on the credit card this month for Secret Lairs. Is that do we have to call them?" I'm like, "No,
it's good.
That was good. Just pass that one through."
I do hope they calm down because there was that like 2.5 month period where it was literally like, all right, this Monday, here's a new one. This Monday, here's a new one. This Monday, and it's like, guys, I've already spent fucking $40.
Yeah, I think the back-to-back ones for me were the Sonic the Hedgehog and the Hearthhole expansion,
Yeah,
Precon expansion.
yeah.
It was like back to back. It was like I bought one on Sunday, and then the Sonic went on sale Monday, and I was like,
yeah. So
there
I
it
hope they
is.
kind of space out better because for a while there, it's like, oh my god. And then they introduced this like Chaos Vault thing where they're just like, we're dropping stuff randomly, and I'm like, cool.
It's okay, baby.
Thanks.
I got the Chaos Emerald. I'm gonna pay for all those secret layers.
You probably fucking honestly will.
That will require me to sell that.
Probably, yeah. Might want to get that posted somewhere. So, all right. Well, I think that does it. You got anything else?
That's all I got, man.
Real quick before we go, I do want to give a big shout out.
Yeah.
We did really well this year on Spotify and other platforms, but Spotify gave us a wrap that kind of showed us off a ton of stuff. We saw a huge growth this year, so thank you so much if you're listening to this. Like, our numbers like tripled in some departments. We got a ton of followers, just listeners across the board were up. So thank y'all so much. We really appreciate it.
Still crazy to me. I don't know why you're all wasting your time listening to us talk about Magic, but thank you for doing so.
Hey, we're the fucking shit. We fucking rule, man. You know that?
We run this shit.
But I want to say a huge shout out to Scott. He emailed me and said, hey, this podcast is awesome. Keep it up. And he showed that he was a top 1% fan from his Spotify Wrap. He has listened to 3,569 minutes of us. So I'm pretty sure he started from the beginning and just listened to the entire like catalog of episodes. Just cut that out. Stop. I hate the 6-7 thing so much.
I have 2 children. It's embedded.
Oh, it's probably rampant. Madeline's nephews do it all the time, and I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, thank you so much, Scott, for reaching out for that.
Thank you very much.
Hey, if any of you have similar numbers you want to share with us, we would love to see it. Hit us up either in the Discord link down below, where you can join and talk to fellow fans, or hit us up on email at rooterscrewit@gmail.com. But yeah, it was really awesome to see that. Really made my day. I shared it with Lazz. I think it made his day too. Awesome. Just really awesome to see. So thank y'all so much for that. We'll be back here in a few weeks. I think just after Christmas, we'll have a new episode come up before the new year. And it'll be our 2025 in review, where we go over everything we covered this year and just talk about some other stuff. Until next time, these cards
have been reviewed. No.
Have been counted?
Have been.
Until next time, this top 10
has been. No, you can't just spring it on the end. This is not what the people are listening to.
We got this.
Are we editing this thinking process out? Are we leaving this in?
No, this is all in. This, okay, I'm going to say this.
Shit, hold on. No, hold on. Let me go thesaurus.com real quick.
Okay, I got you.
Rhyming dictionary. Hold on. Oh, we got it. You got to tell me what you're going to say first.
These commanders have
been
top 10.
No, commanders is a hard one. These commanders have been gandered. And we won't slander their... No, this is shit. This is... Cody, this is nothing. Until next time, this has been our top 10 of 2025. We will be back with a review of 2025 on our next episode. Thank you so much for listening, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Perfect.